Director of the CCA. Today, I want to go over the basically the number one question I'm getting asked right now these days, and it has to do with your continuing education credits. And so, for those that remember, obviously last year in 2020, we had Sunset that passed, right? And so Sunset changed the continuing education requirements. So instead of needing 15 hours of CEs every year, you have 2 years to get all of your 30 continuing education hours. And so everyone needs to make sure that they get 30 hours of continuing education by October 31st of odd years. Because remember, every single chiropractic license expires October 31st of odd years. Go ahead and mark your calendar right now. October 31st, 2021, 2023, 2025. You can even set a repeating reminder for every 2 years that you know that your license expires October 31st, odd years, 2020 of odd years, October 31st, odd years. So the next thing that happened, this was pre-COVID, the licensing board, Colorado Board of Chiropractic Examiners, passed a policy that distinguished distance learning versus live CEs. And so we used to just specify basically our CEs were all considered live, right? We used to do a ton of in-person things, and then COVID changed that, right? But luckily our board did adopt this policy pre-COVID. And so basically what the policy states, it's policy 30-5, continuing education by distance learning. Remember, of your 30 hours that you have to get every 2 years, you're allowed to do 10 hours as distance learning. And so again, previously that was just, we had online education is what we called it. But now we're in this world where we're doing live webinars, where we have on-demand pre-recorded things. What does that mean, right? And so this policy was passed January 24, 2019. So again, a year before we even were thinking of COVID or had any idea what it was. And it clarified. So basically anything, and I want to read it to you. I actually want to show it to you. So here's the policy 30-5. And so again, the purpose was to clarify what distance mean versus live stuff. And so basically it says distance learning as defined by Rule 8J includes CDs, DVDs, videos, audio tapes, where there's no real-time interaction between the instructor and licensee. Continuing education courses which the instructor and licensee are not in direct live communication during the courses are considered distance learning and subject to 10 hours per renewal cycle, and you must also pass a quiz in order to receive credit. So that's what if you've noticed our continuing education, we've been labeling ours, whether it's distance CEs versus live CEs, to better help you when you're adding up how many CEs that you've taken. If you even look on your continuing education certificates now, it says live CEs versus distance. If you look at our 2020 virtual conference that we did, you had live CEs in there, and you had distance ones. So then to continue on with the policy, continuing education courses where the instructor and licensee are in direct live communication during the course are not considered distance courses. Examples includes a live lecture or teleconference. For example, today's April 27th. I just did a live webinar with Rob Silverman. He was on. We had Q&A at the end. He presented in real time. You were able to ask a question and get an answer in real time. Even though it was via webinar, via computer, that's considered a live hour. And so we've been trying to give our members a live hour every single month. Some of them may not count for CE, but so far, if you're a member, you could have gotten up to 4 CEs for free this year, included with your membership. You'll get another one next month if you register for the May course and continue on through the rest of the year. So to continue with the policies, examples include live lecture, teleconference with the instructor and licensee can speak directly with each other, or chat, a video presentation with the licensee and other practitioners discuss with the facilitator's assistance, a recorded presentation with the licensee is able to ask a question and interact with the instructor in real time. Such courses are not subject to the 10-hour limit established by the board. So again, remember, anything where you can ask a question in real time, for example, even if it is pre-recorded, but the instructor's on to answer a question as the class is going on, that's considered live hours. So for example, we just did a live replay of what we call live replay with Bob Nelson for the PPE class on April 24th. It was pre-recorded, but he was literally on in real time. People were asking questions and he was answering them via chat. That counts as live hours. So that, I hope, helps clarify for you guys what hours you need to get. Remember, just make sure you get 30 hours. There is no limit on the number of live hours you can get. You can do all 30 hours live, but the distance hours are subject to 10 hours of the 30 in total per 2-year cycle. So we do have a virtual conference coming up on May 8th where you can get 8 live CE hours that day. We've got 4 pre-recorded distance learning hours also available, so you can get up to 12 CEs for that May 8th class. The distance CEs will be available through May 23rd. And then we'll have our in-person conference later this fall, October 29th, 30th, and 31st. Got a killer lineup for that. We have Dr. Alicia Yoakum, Dr. Mike Hall doing some neurology, Dr. Tony Ebel doing some pediatrics. We have Dr. Rob Silverman doing some blood-brain barrier and head and trauma. We have Dr. Andrew Kaufman, we have Del Bigtree, and we have Evan Gilliam doing some documentation, and then of course CPR. So you can get 18 CEs at the conference, not including CPR. If you need CPR, you can get 21 CEs at our fall convention. So I hope to see you guys there again, and I hope this helps clarify 30 CEs by October 31st, Odd years.